I play a lot of games. In fact, I try to play all of the games, though I am a bit of a pauper. So when I saw Dark Void on the shelves back in the day for £40, I didn't immediately spring to purchase it. It was a game I knew nothing about, so it wasn't something I was going to spend that much money on. So now, several years later, I check Amazon for PS3 games, and there it was. 6 years later, exactly the same as it was before, and only 1p. So I checked out the trophy list, which didn't look too bad, and then I ordered it. A couple of days later, I checked out some reviews online. Dark Void got some seriously bad reviews, and I couldn't find a single person who actually liked it. But for me, this game was great. This isn't a straight up review, this is more of an in-depth look at why Dark Void shouldn't have got as much stick as it did, and why it's actually a pretty good game. I'm making these hidden gem videos to show you guys that there's some great affordable games out there, and it's best to try them for yourselves before you listen to the reviewers. Even though this is kind of a review. Well, you shouldn't listen to reviewers, but you should listen to Little Viking. So right off the bat, you start the game with a fucking jetpack, and any game with a jetpack instantly gets extra points from me. But this is no ordinary jetpack, this is one that comes with guns and rockets. These flying sequences are great, you have so much control over yourself, which is really important. By clicking in the R3 buttons and performing different motions with the left stick, you can pull off rolls, backflips and complete turnarounds. Such good control. In one of the reviews I watched for this game, the guy complained about not being able to find any of the enemies. But if you hold the L2 button, it locks the camera onto the nearest enemy. So either this guy was a complete moron, or he was being paid by some evil anti-Dark Void company whose sole purpose is to put this game down. As you can see here, I have no problem finding and killing all of the enemies, and I'm on the hardest mode. Chapter 2 is where I realised my character looks kind of like a cartoony version of Nathan Drake, and he sort of sounds like him as well.
You sure we shouldn't reroute?
You'll soon find a gun and start encountering the baddies. Most of the enemies in this game are bipedal robots. They all look pretty similar, with slight variations in the way that they attack. By this point, Dark Void seems like a pretty straightforward third-person shooter. You can take covered on things and blind fire to avoid taking damage, or you can stick your head out for a more accurate shot. But it plays really well and it feels great to shoot down hordes of robots. Check out this bit here where you have to take over a turret, shoot down a door, and then fight a big wave of robots. That's super satisfying. And this is where the game's unique playstyle becomes apparent. You'll end up on these platforms where you press square to peek over, and press it again to jump down to the next one. And shortly after you'll come up to more, but this time there'll be enemies on the way down. This is how Dark Void tries to do it different to other third-person shooters. Rather than just the horizontal shootouts, they add in some up and down vertical ones too. And once again, it's really satisfying to kill them all and watch them drop down past you. I think it works really well, and I like that, even though it's not too different from a normal third-person shooter, at least they try to add a twist to the way it would work. Chapter 3 starts and I already have my jetpack back. Although now it only has a hover, I'm still really glad to have it. This game has such great scale in its levels, which you don't really see in many other games. Like here, jumping down this huge hole then having to climb up a massive shipwreck on the side of a cliff. It's a great experience and it's something you won't really find anywhere else. You're now in the Void, which doesn't seem as dark as the game title makes out. But it's just a couple of chapters later and you've already got the original jetpack back. This part is awesome. You have the freedom to fly around in a huge area completing different objectives. This part of the game ends with you flying down a giant hole in the ground. This tube is so long and claustrophobic, it makes you feel like you're going all the way down to the centre of the earth. And this is why I love this game. As you start the next level, you'll be pretty pleased to know that you still have the jetpack from the previous level. Even though these levels make sense to walk around normally, the game still gives you the freedom and allows you to fly around. You can even fight the enemies with the increased firepower from the jetpack. I'm not going to spoil the entire game for you, I'll let you play it for yourself. I just wanted you guys to see that, for a poorly rated, cheap game, it's actually really fun. It has a lot of cool new things I haven't really seen done before in a game and was such a treat to play. There's a great selection of weapons to use from and the trophies are just fantastic. If you want to get the platinum in this game, all you have to do is beat it on the hardest setting, which was pretty easy even on the first time through. And what makes it even better is the pretty fast load times. So you'll be playing it on the hard mode, even if you die a few times, you'll never be waiting around too long before you're back in the action. You will have to fully upgrade every weapon and find all the collectibles, but they're fairly easy to find and there's some great guides online to help. There are several kill related trophies, but these continue to add up even if you quit or die, so this game is fantastic for trophy hunters. This is such an awesome game and a brilliant platinum trophy to get. Buy it now. At this point it's 5p on Xbox 360 and 90p on PS3, so do it. Hey weary YouTube traveller. Do you like games? Do you play games? If so, check out my friend's YouTube channel, LikeGamePlayGame. The link is on screen now. Also, check out the description box for a link to LGPG's Facebook. And while you're there, why don't you go on my Facebook and give us a like? Maybe subscribe to me. Or check out some of these videos that I've done before. They're all fantastic.